All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. That's you, creative rebel. The universe, the world, the multiverse is your stage, and you get to choose what you play, how you play, what you create, and how you create. It is that simple and equally complex. That's Jaques, by the way. That's from As You Like It, Shakespeare. This struck me this morning in a new way because we're all playing a certain role right now. And most likely it's a role we've adopted. We've either been programmed to think, feel, believe this way, conditioned, we've inherited it, we've experienced trauma, which compels our nervous system to repeat those safety protective protocols, to conserve energy, to retreat to what's safe. And most of us are playing roles and living lives and creating experiences that we don't necessarily want, but in some way it's serving us, right? There's always a payoff to the pain, and I'm gonna make another video about this because it's very important understanding that on a subconscious level, right? These roles that we're playing, they're ingrained in us. They're automatic. We're on autopilot most of the time. And until we interrupt the pattern, until something with a greater emotion or a greater intensity or a greater energy shifts us, we will most likely be repeating that and recreating that. And we can break the pattern intentionally or unintentionally. Like just looking back right now, the LA fires was a massive pattern interrupt that was more of on a collective level and hit us all individually and differently, but also collectively. Like I'm still adjusting to being back in my body after these very intense weeks. But there's lessons here to learn. There's something that the darkness can teach us. But we also have and alchemize that pain back into our power, right? I talk about this all the time, that it's always a choice. That's where our free will comes in. And when we choose to let these intense, traumatic, debilitating experiences not confine us to a protective, shut down, limited pattern, but instead open us to a new caliber of love and light and possibility and expansion. Like you are limitless potential in fucking human form. You're a quantum being having a human experience. The multiverse is your stage, and you are this radical, radiant, resourced player. But until you choose for yourself otherwise, until you choose to make a greater energetic choice of what you experience day to day, you're going to keep creating the same experiences for yourself. And so how do we interrupt that pattern intentionally, right? Well, one opportunity is to travel, and perhaps, maybe you don't have the means to do that, but it's not even like going across the world. It's going on a different walk around your neighborhood. It's going for a hike. It's going into the mountains. It's going to the ocean. It's going to a different grocery store. But the deepest, most powerful way I found to interrupt the pattern intentionally, to create a new role for myself, which is essentially, again, coming home to our true essence, our true authenticity, our truth, our radiance, our inner flow, our highest expression, our artistic happiness, is through EFT tapping. Why is it so powerful? Because we're going into those automatic programs. We're going into the subconscious. We're going into the somatic body. We're going into the limbic brain. We're going into the nervous system to intentionally choose a new pattern, a new perception, rewiring our brains to a higher, more empowering perspective. And because tapping is psychosomatic, we're including the mind and the body. So many people stay limited to the mind. They stay limited to mindset work. They stay limited to talk therapy. And these are all valuable and relevant things, especially if you feel called to do it. This doesn't all just happen at once, right? This is a journey. This is an evolution. This is a voyage. But until we get into that autonomic nervous system, until we get into those patterns, nothing will really change. And tapping gets to accelerate the journey on such a quantum level because all parts of self come in for healing all at once. The mind, the body, the energy, the emotions, the spirit. And yes, of course, we cannot bypass soul contracts. We cannot bypass tikkun, what our soul's correction, what we came here to transform, why we're on the planet. But we can do it in a much more empowered, playful, joyous, abundant, curious, pleasure-filled way. Like even the way we go about creating our quote-unquote dream life is also rigid in a certain pattern that we've inherited, that it's you have to suffer to make great art, or you have to struggle to be successful, or only hard work gets you somewhere, right? If you're identifying with this, if this hits something inside of you, you know, that's a collective program. That's a collective consciousness. And I've talked about how as artists, we've inherited a lot more shit to clear because of that collective consciousness of the struggling artist, of the suffering artist, of you have to have 5 different jobs to make it as an artist. Only the lucky few make it. Only the people with connections make it. Only if you have a family member in it. Only if you go to the right school. Blah, 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 blah. And I used to believe all these things too. I still do sometimes. This is a daily process. That's what people don't realize. It's a daily fucking process. It's a daily fucking choice. It's a moment by moment choice. You fall off the bandwagon, you get right the fuck back on. That's why it's important to surround yourself with people who've already broken through this, who hold a bigger, wider, more expansive belief system than you do, to surround yourself with people that believe in possibility, that reinforce your capacity to do, be, create, have, receive anything you fucking want. That's why the ensemble is so critical. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, because the vibration, the frequency, the energy you choose to be in every day defines what you're able to create for yourself. That's why this collective movement is so powerful, right? We're individually we're more than capable. We more than have the capacity. But when we come together as a collective, when we liberate ourselves internally, the external begins to open. When we create more spaciousness inside of our beings by rewiring those programs, releasing those limitations, transmuting that trauma, alchemizing those past hurts and heartaches and doubts. And it all has something to teach us, again, which is why I love tapping, because we're loving and accepting ourselves all the way through this process. It's our empathy, it's the compassion, it's the acceptance that literally dissolves the protective patterns holding certain synapses in your brain in place. It's love that dissolves it, not force, not hustle, not grind, not shame, not blame. It's love. And then when we're able to soften those protein bonds, it opens up and we're rewiring new neural networks in our brains. It's so fucking powerful. And then we get to come back home to our center of ease, of joy, of love, of flow, of regulation, of coherence. That is a whole new space to create from. You have new ideas in that space. You have new downloads. You have new opportunities. You have new synchronicities. You have new abundance, because it's a whole new timeline. You're literally elevating your destiny into a new parallel destiny. We get to make this choice every day. All the world is your stage, my dear creative rebel. And you're not merely just this humble little player. You are a radical act of consciousness expressing itself in human form. You can be, do, and have anything you fucking want. So what are you ready to declare for yourself? The limitless, infinite, unencumbered potential of you. You can be, do, have, create anything you want. Whew. Let's just feel that in our mind, body, nervous system right now. Remembering that. I remind myself of this every day because I fall into thought patterns and contractions and constrictions and restrictions of what I think is possible, or it's going to take this amount of time, even though time isn't real, blah, 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 blah. But we experience with our linear logical brain in this physical dimension. It's part of it. There's a purpose. It serves in some capacity, right? Maybe it's for us to just transcend it. Ooh, there's so many bugs flying. It's amazing. Whew. And forgiving ourselves and loving ourselves for forgetting, and choosing the realm of possibility and potentiality and the quantum over the logical, physical realm. and distilling that awareness back into the body. It changes our codes, it changes our chemistry, it changes our cellular structure. Literally with tapping, you're turning on new genes and turning off certain genes. Scientists used to think that, oh, it's only external factors that have an impact on our genes. No. Your thoughts, your emotions have the most impact on your gene expression, on your immune system, on every automatic program in your body. It's all cohesive, it's all connected, it's all an ecosystem. So what role are you ready to play? Your future artist, your future self, which is available to you right now. You get to tap into that energy right now, right? It's by tapping into the energy of source, God, universe, creator. Creating through love instead of fear, instead of desperation, instead of contraction, instead of resisting what's currently in front of you. We get to alchemize that resistance and accept it, right? That's a huge thing. Accepting the resistance in front of us. That's a biggie deal. That's a biggie deal. And still with the resistance, you still get to create what you want. There's no perfection here. We have to live in that potentiality 51% of the time. That's it. Your doubts, your resistance, they hold wisdom inside of them. So let's excavate that and alchemize that and churn it, turn it, mold it, make it back into our power. You get to choose the role. So what's the character? What is this version of you? How do they think? How do they feel? How do they show up when things go wrong? How do they show up when things go right? How do they show up in boredom? What do they feel just sitting in stillness with themselves? How do they feel looking in the mirror? It's your choice. It's your choice. And if you want support with this, I have a whole conglomerate, a whole array, a whole variety of opportunities to tap into this version of you while healing, while transmuting, while moving through that shadow work. That is also key. And with tapping, we do it all at once. It's high performance and deep healing and profound transformation all at once, all parts of you. There's opportunities to do that below. I have now, I'm so excited about this. If you're ready for your role, your soul goal, your dream to chase you versus you chasing it, woo! That had resonance. That bug just ran into my nose. That was so cool. Then you most definitely need to sign up for Artistically Aligned. It's our incredible deep dive, transcendent EFT tapping session that I facilitated at the beginning of the year to help you align your subconscious program with your conscious goals so you can make the dream on your heart manifest the easy way, right? We're not here for the hustle or grind. We're here to be aligned. And I'm so excited to share it with you because people have had such fucking profound experiences with this. I go back to it. I do the work every day. I'm on the road trip with you, the road trip of consciousness. And I have 2 unique price points right now. The whole session is ticketed at $111. It's worth way more than that. But due to the LA fires and the aftermath of that, I have 2 sales going on with it. If you have the financial capacity to make the full investment, that's at $88. And if you are don't fully have the financial capacity to make that investment, it's at $44 right now. It'll be like this for a limited time, so be sure to grab it. You get to keep it for life, to rinse and repeat. There's beautiful future self-journaling questions for integration, as well as my much anticipated and now much loved elevated self-concept subliminal affirmations specifically for creators and artists. You get to keep this track. You get to listen to it while you meditate, while you stretch, while you go for walks, while you cook, while you live your beautiful life. And all the info for that is below. I'm so excited to tap with you. And if you're new here, join the ensemble, join the collective. Be sure to subscribe. We have a party. We have what I like to call play-sippin', playful discipline. We show up for our highest expression and we have so much fun doing it. So join the collective, join the party, join the movement, join the new artistic paradigm. There's a reason you're seeing this right now. And if you've made it to the end of this video, then you are destined for the miracles we're co-creating together. Of course you are. You're a miracle being right here, right now in this moment as we remember that. And I would love to know how this lands for you. What role are you choosing to play? What version of you are you now stepping into? What innate truth have you uncovered inside of your being? Let's meet in the comments below and share. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up as well and share with a friend or family member who needs this message today. Your creative bestie who's asking for a sign, a prayer, a quantum revolution in their consciousness and soul. So much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.